Okay, hey guys, what's up? It's Raven and Ziya. This is gonna be a really just quick random impromptu video because I'm here doing Ziya's hair and I'm actually almost done. I just have this other section on the other side of her head to do. But as I'm finishing up her hair, I'm realizing that you guys are probably going to ask for a tutorial for this hairstyle. And I'm like, dang, I didn't film it. So I just wanted to kind of do a quick little walkthrough and mention a few key things that I'm doing. I am no professional. This is actually my first time even, putting beads on her hair or anything like that. I figured out kind of a simple way to do it, so I wanted to share. First things first, the products that I'm using on her hair are mainly just this product. This is the olive oil wrap set mousse, and I'm using this in place of any type of gel or edge control or anything like that. I'm just applying this all over her hair to smooth everything down and keep it all together, and I feel like this works really well for her hair texture. Sometimes gels and edge controls can just be too heavy, too gloopy, too globby, but this is a really lightweight mousse that still keeps everything real slick. So I'm liking this so far, and then I'm just using plain water as I go to wet her hair down. And then I always use these wet brushes. For some reason, these just work the best for just detangling Ziya's texture of hair, so I always use this as I go. And then I'm just using a little edge brush, some clips, of course, to hold her hair out the way. And I'm also using a rat tail comb to part her hair. There's Bougie peeking in the background. And then I'm using these colored rubber bands, only using the pink ones because that goes with our color scheme. These are just from Walmart. And then I'm using these beads, which are just regular beads, also from Walmart, from the arts and crafts section. And I'm just using all the pink ones, and I'm doing a pattern of glitter, then metallic, then light pink. So I did 3 glitter beads, 3 metallic, 3 light pink, and then I'm using the last bead to tie off the hair. So this is not this proper way. Normally you don't want the little end of the hair showing, but Ziya's hair is pretty soft and thin towards the bottom. So if I tie it at the very, very bottom to where you're not gonna see this little tail, it's just not gonna hold. The beads are gonna slip right off. So I'm doing it a little higher up, which creates more of a little tail. And then it's harder to tuck the tail in the beads you're normally supposed to do it. So the little tails are sticking out, and I think it's cute. I think it's working. It's secure. I don't feel like the beads are just gonna fly off. And then for the actual style, the parting is super random. I'm really just parting as I go. There's no proper pattern to it, just doing these little square parts. And then I'm just doing 2-strand twists, really, really basic 2-strand twists. I was gonna do braids, but I find that braids are a lot harder to take down when it's time to undo them. Whereas 2-strand twists are easier to take down, much, much easier. They may not last as long, but they're easier to do and they're easier to take down. So I just tend to do twists. So I'm gonna show y'all an example of me doing the rest of them just so you can kind of see what I'm doing. This is a really simple hairstyle. The hardest thing about it is how to put the beads on and how to tie the beads off if you've never done it before, but I'm about to show you how I'm doing it. Okay, so hopefully you guys were able to see what I was doing just then, just finishing off the parting. Again, it's definitely not perfect, just trying to make it as even and as equal as possible. But yeah, definitely not perfect. So I finished off this section. I just went ahead and parted the whole section and rubber banded it, but I didn't stop and do each individual twist. Now I'm gonna go back and do the twists and put the beads on. I just find it's a little bit faster to just go ahead and get it all like tied off first. Oh, and then as I was parting it, hopefully you saw I was just adding some of the setting mousse to each little section right here to really like smooth it down before I put the rubber band on, and hopefully that'll keep it pretty smooth for a few days, hopefully. So now after parting, it kind of gets a little bit tangled, so I'm just spraying it down with some water. Ziya's hair dries really fast. So I'm just keeping it damp so it's easy to work with, and using the wet brush, starting at the ends gently to detangle this whole chunk all at once, and just re-wet it and re-detangle it so it's ready to be twisted. So once it's all smooth like this again, and the hair is wet again, now I can just take each individual section and twist it up. And before I twist it, I just put a little bit more of the setting foam on there, just a tiny bit, and then literally just split it in two and start twisting as neatly and as tightly as I can all the way down. Then once I get to the end, like I said, it gets pretty thin. Like there's barely any hair towards the end, because I'm obviously not adding any hair. I'm actually using a pipe cleaner. So I just cut a pipe cleaner in half and then I bent it in half, but I figured out that it makes it easier if you make one leg longer than the other leg. So what I do, I take my little bent pipe cleaner that's in the shape of a V, I put the hair, the end of the hair in between the V, like that. So the pipe cleaner is hooked on. Pinch the V together. Place your first bead on. So you're gonna be putting it on the longer leg that's sticking up. And it just makes it easier to then go ahead and slide it onto that second leg. So you got both pieces of the pipe cleaner together. You can make them the same size, but it just kind of helps to have it be uneven like that. Then you slide the bead all the way down till you reach the hair and you pull. And when you completely slide it and pull it, it's gonna go onto the hair. But I'm gonna do all the beads at once. So I'm doing 3 glitter beads, 1, 2, 3. And the cool thing about the pipe cleaner versus like an actual beading tool is since it's fuzzy, it like holds the beads on there. Even if you like let go, or like if you need to stop and go do something, like it's not falling off. It creates like a little friction. I don't know how else to explain it, but if you were just using a regular little plastic tool, if you were to go like this, the beads would just fall off. So now I've got my whole set of beads on there, and then I'm gonna push them up and pull the pipe cleaner, and it's gonna go onto the hair. So now your beads are on the hair, but in order to secure it, you take your last bead, bring it down till you only have like a little inch of hair left. Fold the end of the hair up so you've got like a little loop like this, and then you're gonna put a rubber band to hold it like that. And this is where having long nails comes in handy, because I'm using my nail as like, I don't even know how to explain it, like a way to hold the rubber band and the bead. I'm like pressing it to my finger and wrapping around my fingernail. This is what you get at the end. The hair is wrapped around the bead and the rubber band is holding it on, and then you just pull the other beads down, and that's what you get. And these beads are not heavy, you can barely feel the weight. So now I am just going to twist up the rest of these 4 sections, put the beads at the end, and then we will be done. And voila, here is the finished product, you guys. Wow, first time with beads. And it kind of like stretches her hair out and shows like her full length of hair. Twists don't shrink up as much because the beads kind of help like weigh it down. I love it, pretty. Okay, don't get dizzy. Well, how does it feel? Does it feel heavy or uncomfortable, or does it feel okay? Feels good? What do you think? You love it?
Mm-hmm.
That's a new hairstyle. That's a big girl hairstyle. You only had your hair in little twists like this like one other time, but we didn't put beads on it. So that adds a lot of razzle dazzle.
Mommy, I bet I'm a special girl and Nathan just has ponytails with no beads.
You feel special because you have beads? It makes it more special? Yeah. Okay, let's see it one more time. Let's see the back. Ooh, pretty. So yeah, y'all can see my little parting design is pretty random, but it works. I tried to make them equal size. And yeah, we're gonna see how this holds up. First of all, just overnight for one night, and then see how long it'll last. All right, you can do the outro. You know how to do outro?
Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Bye.